Peace, everybody. What's good? This is our boy George Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA. Let's go. All right, everybody. Look, I was doing a live last night, at the Zone right here in Miami, where I live at, of this Canelo Alvarez and what's the guy's name again? Yildirim fight. This guy was Canelo Alvarez's ex-sparring partner. This guy hasn't had a fight in 2 years. And Canelo pretty much just did what he wanted to do with him. The guy had no punch resistance. The guy didn't put up a fight. He just came just to get paid. He showed up, balled up in the shell, and let Canelo just punch him. He wouldn't let his hands go. And he was sitting in the pocket. Now, this has been a pattern of the last 3 or 4 opponents that Canelo has fought. Okay, when he fought Sergey Kovalev. Of course, Kovalev was old and washed up. But Kovalev didn't really let his hands go. He pretty much let Canelo walk him down, as big as Kovalev is, but he's old and washed up now. And he let Canelo pretty much do what he wanted to do, and Canelo knocked him out in the 11th round. Okay, then he fought Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith always come to fight in fights, but then when he got in front of Canelo, he balled up in the shell, sat on the ropes, as tall as Caleb Smith is. Caleb Smith is 7'5" tall, and he wouldn't let his hands go. Wouldn't keep Canelo on the outside. He let him walk him down, let him get on the inside, balled up and balled up in the shell and got beat up. Then this guy last night, Yildirim, he sat there and did the same damn thing. Now, I am a fan of Canelo, but I gotta call Canelo out on this. With me, anybody can get it. I can like you. It could be AJ. It could be Tyson Fury. It could be Beyonce Wilder. It could be Charlo's. It could be my favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford. It could be whoever. If I see you consistently fighting people who are balling up in the shell, not trying to fight the top guys, but you fighting people who balling up in the shell, just gonna let you beat them up, and you saying that you the pound for pound best in boxing, and you supposed to be the face of boxing. Bull to the shit. I can't go for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I paid for this fight last night, right? Now I'm not speaking from a disgruntled person who paid for the fight standpoint. I just gotta call it like it is. Canelo didn't fight nobody. His last 3 fights, he's fighting people who's balling up. Now, this is no fault of Canelo. Now, I'm not blaming Canelo. If guys is signing this contract to fight Canelo Alvarez, right? And these guys is showing up in the ring and they're not coming to fight. They just gonna ball up in the shell. That's not Canelo's fault. That's not Canelo's fault. Canelo needs to fight someone who's coming to fight. Now, we do know that last night, Eddie Hearn did an announcement in the ring at the Hardrock Stadium right here in Miami. He did an announcement that him and Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders are going to fight each other May 8th at an undisclosed location. They haven't settled, they don't know where they're going to fight at, where the location is going to be at yet. Now, Billy Joe Saunders is a damn good fighter. Is Billy Joe Saunders going to come to fight? I don't know. I anticipate that maybe he may get scared and ball up in the shell and let Canelo do what he wants to do and just try to survive. That's what I'm thinking. Because, Billy Joe Saunders looks good when he's boxing other people, right? But when he fight Canelo, is he going to do the same thing? Billy Joe Saunders is a name. Billy Joe Saunders is the WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the world. So I'm hoping like hell that Billy Joe Saunders come to fight. Because Billy Joe Saunders can fight. Is he on the level of Canelo Alvarez? I don't think so. But that's neither here nor there. We want to know if Billy Joe Saunders is coming to fight. That's what I want to know. So, Billy Joe, I know you don't know me, I don't know you. You better come to fight Canelo. Don't sit back and do like these other guys do. Canelo is a smaller man. He's moved up to your weight class, and you got to show him what time it is. You guys cannot sit back and, oh, this is Canelo, let me ball up, as though he's just some kind of great fighting god. No, when Muhammad Ali fought people back in the day, people was trying to take Ali's heads off. You didn't get nobody who just sat back in their shield and let Ali punch them. Nobody did that. When Mike Tyson was boxing in his heyday, when he was in his prime, you had these big heavyweights, because these guys was tall. These guys was bigger than Mike Tyson. Tyson was what, 5'11"? 5'10 and a half, 5'11". He's fighting guys 6'4", 6'5", 240, 250 pounds. He was fighting super heavyweights for the most part, breaking them down, whooping them. You see what I'm saying? So they came to take Tyson's head off. Even when Lennox Lewis, and I didn't like Lennox Lewis had people like Hakeem Rockman and Oliver McCall. These guys showed up, they beat Lennox Lewis and to beat Holyfields and the Riddick Bowles and stuff. But for some strange reason, when Canelo fights, let's ball up in the cell. This is the great Canelo. Child to the please. Miss me with that bullshit, bro. Come on, man. So listen, we want to see what y'all think. What you think Billy Joe Saunders is going to do when he fight Canelo? I hope like hell he come to fight. If he has any heart, any kahunas, so to speak, like a Tyson Fury, he should come to fight. I'm gonna listen, you know what? I take back what I said earlier. I'm gonna give Billy Joe Saunders the benefit of the doubt. He is a great boxer. Forget whether he's from the UK or not. He is a great UK boxer, but he's a great boxer. And what I like about Billy Joe Saunders, he does have the gift of gab. Now he has a little like his humor is kind of dark, so to speak. He does say crazy stuff out of his mouth like Tyson Fury. And I do know that Billy Joe Saunders and Tyson Fury are real good friends. I just hope that he has the heart that Tyson Fury has. Because we know Tyson Fury has heart. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he had to fight his mandatory. This guy named, I keep forgetting the guy name. That's how much of a nobody he is. I never heard of the guy. This guy was from Turkey. His name is, what is it? Yildirim. Yildirim, he's from Turkey. You see what I'm saying? And he boxed like a turkey last night. He quit on his stool. His trainer, Joel Diaz, which is a damn good trainer, was asking him, like, what's wrong with you? Why you not letting your hands go? Why you just sitting there letting him hit you? Did he hurt you with something already? Now, he did get knocked down in the 3rd round, but he didn't even come out for the 4th round. He quit. I was under the impression that the corner just threw the towel in. No, Yildirim quit. He didn't want no more smoke from Canelo Alvarez. This is ridiculous. We cannot have people, fans like me, spending all this money on fights, and these fighters don't want to fight. You see what I'm saying? You signed up to become a professional boxer. Act like a professional boxer. Don't sign up to become a professional boxer and then you get in front of certain fighters, you fall up in a shell. Hell, when Canelo Alvarez fought Danny Jacobs, Daniel Jacobs fought Canelo Alvarez. He didn't ball up in a shell. He was chasing him around the ring. He fought him. Now, he couldn't really hit Canelo because Canelo has excellent defense. You see what I'm saying? But we need somebody who's going to fight Canelo. You know, Triple G fought Canelo. You see what I'm saying? They didn't run. They fought him. You see what I'm saying? Sat right there in the pocket, went after him, fought off the back foot, and they fought him. You see what I'm saying? So we need fighters like that. Now, I will say this. Canelo Alvarez is a phenomenal fighter. And what frustrates me with Canelo is he has excellent talent. He's taken some of Floyd Mayweather's style. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He'll put the shoulder roll on him a little bit. Canelo doesn't fight like a typical Mexican boxer. Canelo is like a chameleon, so to speak. His style is some of everybody's style. He has the Floyd Mayweather style a little bit. He can bang like Chavez. He's an excellent body puncher. You see what I'm saying? Canelo is an excellent fighter. What I love about Canelo, I know I ripped him a little bit in the beginning, but it's not his fault that these fighters are not showing up to fight him. If these fighters are not coming to the ring to fight, it's not Canelo's fault. He can't make these guys fight. He can't make these guys not let their hands go. The problem is, what I'm seeing is, the reason why these fighters are afraid of Canelo when they step in the ring, they're afraid of his speed. Because what it is Canelo is the only fighter in boxing right now today that I know of. He will sit right in front of you, literally be 1 foot away from you, and you can't hit him. Person throw a jab at Canelo, his reflexes is so quick. You throw the jab, he'll slip it, and he's always in position to come back and counter. Because Canelo is an excellent counter puncher. He can fight front foot dominant. He can also fight off the back foot. He has excellent head movement. He has excellent footwork, and he has excellent upper body movement. So he can sit here and don't overreact. His hand-eye coordination is phenomenal also. What I mean by hand-eye coordination is this. His eyes can look at your hands and know when you're finna throw that punch. He's great at anticipating when you're gonna throw that punch and move out of the way and still be in a position to deliver his punch. Perfect example. The guy, Yildirim, he didn't want to let his hands go. But one time he threw a right hand at Canelo. And when he threw a right hand at Canelo, Canelo slipped it and came back with a left hook to the body. And then he hit him with a with an uppercut also. So he was like, bam, bam. You see what I'm saying? So when Yildirim, when he dropped his hands, when he got hit to the body, he dropped his hands and he went in the shell. Then Canelo hit him with an uppercut. And then that was it. You see what I'm saying? So by him sparring Canelo before, he know a lot of Canelo's tricks. And Canelo was just doing what he wanted to do with him. Canelo left the ring the way he came in the ring. The guy, listen, it was a concert thrown by this artist. I forgot this Latin artist. He's a very popular artist. Songs on the radio all over the world. But they threw a concert. Canelo had the guy coming to the ring, rapping, singing to the concert. Canelo was smiling. He was in the locker room taking pictures. What fighter you know was in the locker room taking pictures before a fight? Because he already knew it wasn't going to be a fight. He knew that he was getting paid $30-something million from the zone to fight this taxi cab driver. Yildirim is garbage. You see what I'm saying? Let's be honest. I don't care if he was your mandatory. And check this out. Since you fighting mandatories, how come Canelo didn't fight Jamall Charlo when he was a middleweight when Jamall Charlo was his mandatory? Instead of fighting Jamall Charlo when Canelo had to fight him when that was his mandatory at middleweight, what did Canelo Alvarez do? He gave the belt up, and Mauricio Sulejmani, what did he do? He gave Canelo the French fries belt, better known as the franchise belt. The French fries belt is the belt that they give you when you want to duck your mandatory. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. So he didn't fight Jamall Charlo. So we want to see Canelo fight Jamall Charlo. We want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. We want to see Canelo fight Caleb Plant. We want to see Canelo fight Billy Joe Saunders. Now, Billy Joe Saunders will be a good test for him. Which Billy Joe is going to show up, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say I am the biggest Billy Joe Saunders fan, because I'm not. I don't hate Billy Joe Saunders. I do recognize that Billy Joe Saunders has some damn good skills. I really do. But I'm hoping like hell he show up on May 8th to fight Canelo, man. Show up, Billy Joe. I'm rooting for you to show up, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Show up to fight this man, because I'm tired of watching these taxi cab drivers, or I wouldn't even say taxi cab drivers, but a lot of these past 3 fights, fighters just been balling up in the shell and let Canelo do what he want to do to him. Come on, man. You got to come in there and fight. The only way you're going to know if you can hurt this guy, you got to let your hands go and fight him. So a lot of fighters are afraid because they know Canelo is a hell of a thinker in the ring. Now, I will say this. I think if he fight Jamall Charlo, Jamall Charlo's coming to fight. He ain't going to be balling up in no shell. I hope not. You see what I'm saying? But I think that Canelo can and will beat Jamall Charlo. But again, Jamall Charlo is a beast. So one reason why I say that is this. Canelo has good head movement. So when you throw a punch, like, he doesn't panic. When you throw a punch, he slips it. He's always looking at you. So it's not like he turned his head. No, he slips it, pop, throw another punch, pop. He's always in position. When you throw that one punch, and if you don't land, he's going to hit you to the body. And a lot of these fighters are afraid of those body shots that Canelo Alvarez is coming with. Those body shots are vicious. Those liver shots will break you down like a 57 Chevrolet Impala. It will break you down. And that's what it is. These guys are afraid to get hit. That's why they ball up on the shield like this, and they're looking. And then when you ball up like this, Canelo learned a lot from Floyd Mayweather. They just throw the hook around, hit you on the jaw. They put you on the side of the guard. Terrence Crawford does that. When you ball up like this, bop, he goes around the guard. If you ball up like this, hop, he comes up with the uppercut. You see what I'm saying? And then if you ball up like this, he hits you to the body. You drop the hand, bam, the hook. You see what I'm saying? So Canelo is always thinking, setting you up for the next punch. And he thinks Canelo boxes like a chess player. I would say like kind of like a Bobby Fischer or something. He's looking at the board 4 or 5 moves ahead of time. So he knows when I throw this what I can expect to come back from that punch. So this is why he's so good with his defense, because he automatically knows when I throw a punch, this is the counter to that punch. And when they come to that, I'm already going to be out of the way. Then I'm going to be in a position to throw my hook to the body. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to throw my hook to the head. You know what I mean? I'm going to slip, come with the uppercut. And he's always looking. He's always watching his opponent expressions. So he has damn good eyes in the ring. If anybody that's watching this video, if you ever trained before, been a boxer before, trained before, I boxed for 5 years from the age of 15 to 20. So my coach used to always tell me, he say, man, listen, man, you got to have damn good eyes in the ring. And I never understood what he was saying until later on. Having damn good eyes, meaning seeing the punch before it happens. Understand that, hey, when you throw this punch, what counters that can come back to you? You see what I'm saying? Understand, when I throw the jab, what's coming back? And once you understand what's coming back or what should come back, you'll know how to slip those punches. And it's just something that you learn over time. Now, what I am impressed with as it relates to Canelo Alvarez, he has 54 wins. He has 1 loss against Floyd Mayweather and 2 draws. And he's only 30 years old. He's not even in his prime yet. You see what I'm saying? Listen, this guy has had 57 fights, won 54 of them. And he's 37 years old. So he clearly has the experience. So that's why I say that anybody he gets in the ring with, he's going to have a lot more experience than them. It's going to take somebody, Jamall Charlo is a big guy. You see what I'm saying? So Jamall Charlo probably can maybe do something with him. I know that Jamall Charlo won't ball up in no shell. He's coming to fight. David Benavidez definitely coming to fight. David is coming. Now, is he fast enough for Canelo? I don't think so. But David is powerful. You see what I'm saying? But Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight David Benavidez. So I wonder if David Benavidez becomes Canelo's mandatory. Will he fight him or will he just give the belt up? I don't know. But listen, man, all I'm saying is this here, bro. Billy Joe Saunders, we riding on you. Now, I am a Canelo fan, but I will criticize Canelo. I'm not a fanboy of no fighter. I am a fan of boxing. If Canelo retires today, if Tyson Fury retires today, if Anthony Joshua retires today, guess what? I'm still in love with boxing because I am a fan of the science of boxing. I don't love these fighters like that. I'm not in love with AJ like that, and I love AJ. I'm not in love with Tyson Fury like that, and I love Tyson Fury. Terrence Crawford is my favorite boxer. I love Terrence Crawford, but I'm not in love with him like that. If he does something that I don't like, I will criticize it. I will call him out on it. Jamall Charlo. Jamall Charlo was another one of my favorite fighters. I love Jamall Charlo, man. I love his attitude, his mentality. That boy is a beast. But as it relates to Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez, what do you guys think? You see what I'm saying? Do you think that Billy Joe Saunders has a chance? Of course, if you step in the ring, anybody has a chance. Billy Joe Saunders does have the experience. Now, but does Billy Joe Saunders has the heart? This is what it is, what I'm seeing. A lot of these guys, when they get in the ring, these are bigger guys. Sergey Kovalev was a bigger guy. Caleb Smith was a taller, bigger guy. Now this guy, Yildirim, he's nobody. He's a bum. He's nobody. I don't give a damn who he is. He's nobody. Like, literally, he's nobody. The guy hasn't fought in 2 years, and this was Canelo's sparring partner. Come on, dog. Are you serious? And he became the #1 contender, and he hasn't fought in 2 years? How does he become a #1 contender to a belt that Canelo has, and he hasn't boxed in 2 years? You couldn't find nobody else to be the #1 contender, but you find this guy. Come on, man, this is crazy, dog. Like this is what I don't like about boxing right now. Now, what I love about UFC, the MMA with Dana White and them, and with the UFC, the best have to fight the best every time. There are no low-level mismatches in the UFC. In the UFC, if you got the belt, the guy you're going to fight next is going to be a top guy. He was either a former champion or he's a damn good fighter. You see what I'm saying? That's what I love about the UFC. And this is why the UFC is so much more popular than boxing. Because in the UFC, it's going to be the best fighting the best every fight. There's never going to be a whitewash too much in the UFC. Never. There's always going to be the top guy fighting the top guy. If you're a champion, it's going to be the top guy fighting him. They put on good fights. But in boxing, when you got these fighters, oh no, I don't want to fight him. He might be too much of a risk. Let me fight this taxi cab driver over here. You see what I'm saying? When you got fighters like that, picking and choosing, like Canelo picks and chooses. That's what I don't like about boxing right now. They have too many belts. So when you got 4 or 5 different variations of the same belt, perfect example, the WBC championship belt. Whether it's middleweight, lightweight, or welterweight, the WBC has 3 or 4 different variations of that same belt. They have the WBC super belt, whether it's the middleweight or welterweight or whatever the case may be. They have the WBC regular, they have the WBC gold, and they have the WBC bronze or something like that. Like, this is ridiculous. How in the hell Soleimani Mauricio has all these different belts? You see what I'm saying? Why would you make so many different belts in boxing in the category? I think every fighter, every sanctioning body should have one belt. The WBC should only have one belt. The IBF, the WBA, and the WBO, there should be only one belt. And if you're a champion and you hold that belt, you're going to fight the best every time. You should not be allowed to pick and choose who you want to fight, yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? Shouldn't be like that. When Ali was fighting back in the day, he had to fight everybody. Hell, Joe Louis was a champion for what, so many years? I think Joe Louis, he was a champion for like maybe 10 years or something like that. And we can't forget about Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson was a monster. They had to fight everybody. Tyson had to fight everybody. You see what I'm saying? Holyfield had to fight everybody. Pernell Whitaker had to fight everybody. Pernell didn't duck nobody. Chavez had to fight everybody when he came to the States. Now, I don't know about, his record was kind of questionable in Mexico, because I heard he was fighting, drunks from the bar and stuff like that, because Chavez had like 80, 81 fights before he even took a loss. So that's something within itself. But my point is this here. The best fighters should be fighting the best fighters. So now, we do have Billy Joe Saunders coming up next. What is Billy Joe going to do? The last Billy Joe Saunders fight was, I'm going to go back and look right now, guys. Let's see. Billy Joe Saunders' last fight was against Martin Murray in December 4th. He looked pretty good against Martin Murray. But Martin Murray is not Canelo Alvarez. And Billy Joe Saunders, now, I will give Billy Joe this credit. Canelo is faster than him. Billy Joe is a good body puncher. I don't know if he's going to have the power to keep Canelo off of him. Billy Joe will box. He's more of a counter puncher. He's a lefty. So that left hand may give Canelo problems. Canelo does have problems with southpaws. You see what I'm saying? So whether it was Laura, of course Floyd Mayweather did what he wanted to do with him, but he does have problems with southpaws. Now, if Billy Joe Saunders come with that heart, that Tyson Fury heart, the heart that Tyson Fury has, he has the determination and the conviction that I'm going to beat this guy. You see what I'm saying? That's the mindset that Billy Joe Saunders has to have. We're talking about a mindset and heart at this point. Billy Joe Saunders does have the skills, but we don't need him just to have the skills. He has to have the mindset and the heart to not only fight Canelo, but beat Canelo. You have to be willing to fight this guy and beat this guy. Don't come in the ring, Billy Joe, looking like a scrub. Don't come in there like Caleb Smith, balling up, sitting on the ropes, all tight, letting the man just do what he want to do to you. You 7 feet tall. Canelo looking like a midget in comparison to Caleb Smith, but you let him do what he want to do to you. Man, cut it out. Now, that's not Canelo's fault. Caleb Smith was supposed to fight Canelo like he fought all those other guys. It wasn't Canelo's fault that Caleb Smith was afraid. You see what I'm saying? I'm seeing fear in these fighters' eyes. How the hell you are a gladiator and you are afraid? You see what I'm saying? Now, it's good to have fear. Everybody's always nervous or fearful before a fight, but once that bell rings and that punch is thrown, the fear leaves out of the door. I can tell you from my little 5 years of amateur boxing. You see what I'm saying? That fear goes out of the door once that bell is rung and that guy hits you. That's over with. Because now you're thinking about, okay, I got to get this guy back. And now it's a chess match. You're trying to figure out what is he trying to do, and you're trying to figure out how you can block and get your punches in, depending on what your strategy is. You see what I'm saying? So I don't mean to rant and go too long about this, guys. Just please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are trying to grow. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We are trying to grow. We're growing, guys. I promise you, we're going to get to 10,000 subscribers before this year is over with. I promise you that. We will get there. I'm going to do another live soon. So I'm thinking about doing a live maybe tomorrow. So you guys be on the lookout for that. I'm thinking about doing a live maybe tomorrow. We're going to talk some more about this Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez fight. Man, but just be on the lookout, guys. Other than that, this is our boy George Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today, USA. Boxing and peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.